Welcome back to CryptosRUs. I am George. We're all George. So tonight, I'm going to attempt to answer this one very important question, and that is, which comes first? Ethereum to 10,000 or Bitcoin to 100,000? This is going to be a good one, guys. So thanks for tuning in. As always, smash a like, subscribe to the channel. 2 streams every day, 11:30 and 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. So make sure you hit that notification bell. Follow me on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. All right, guys, I know Ethereum is right at 3,000. It may have broken 3,000, but is it on its way to 10,000? And if so, is going to get there before Bitcoin hits 100,000? I'm going to try to answer that. So thanks for tuning in. A lot of people in the crowd already. Let me change my screen here and take a look. Ethereum did break. It did break 3,000 and now it's at 3,010. And of course, this is an all-time high for Ethereum. Long time coming. There's been periods of times where Ethereum seemed like it just did not want to move. There were people that claiming that Ethereum was suppressed and held down just like Bitcoin. But you know what? Ethereum kept going and going and going and going. And there's good reason. And I'm going to show you guys some of the factors that's helped Ethereum move up in a big way. But look at that. Look at that growth. But what about good old Bitcoin? Bitcoin doesn't want to lag. Look at Bitcoin. It's above 58,000 and climbing pretty fast now too. 58,074. So Bitcoin wants to get right back up to 60,000 too. So this is definitely a race for the ages. So things are looking obviously pretty darn good right now. And you know what? Tomorrow, I think this will get better. You know why? Look at this. CNBC, COVID cases fall sharply in the US. And look at the futures for tomorrow. Dow up 131 points. NASDAQ up 42 points. So tomorrow, I have a feeling that the markets will skyrocket, will pump to the moon. And of course, when that happens, it definitely helps. It definitely helps Bitcoin as well. And, Bitcoin is just kind of like flying right now. I don't know. Yeah, look at it. It just bumped up 200 points, 58,200. I mean, things are flying now. I mean, this is going nuts now. And then where's the Ethereum? Ethereum is at 3,023. Yeah, so good. Very good. All right, so tomorrow's going to look good. Okay, so which one is going to come first? Okay, which one's going to come first? I mean, honestly, it doesn't really matter, right? If you're diversified, you're holding 50% in Bitcoin, maybe 25% Ethereum, maybe 50% Ethereum. It doesn't matter. If you're diversified, you're kind of covered. But, I thought it'd be fun to look at this. First of all, what's been driving? We know. I don't need to go into Bitcoin anymore in terms of what's been driving it. Okay, you have Michael Saylor, you have Tesla, you have institutions getting in, you have every single basically financial firm out there that's offering some kind of Bitcoin services. You have PayPal, you have Venmo, you have Robinhood. They all allow Bitcoin buying, right? So the news for Bitcoin is on and on and on. Of course, you also have derivative products like futures and options and also ETFs. And you have it's just an onslaught of stuff. This is why Bitcoin has been on a tear in 2021, right? And that's why I feel like Bitcoin's not going to stop anytime soon. But what about Ethereum? Ethereum, obviously, we know that from a network perspective, is struggling a little bit because it's a death by 1,000 cuts, basically. There's too much usage, and they're trying to solve it, but it doesn't matter because you have a lot of same kind of people, institutional people that's coming in that is looking at Ethereum and seeing it as the big dog, the top dog of the smart contract field. So I think most people these days view that Ethereum and Bitcoin are not competing. They don't compete. Ethereum is not a store of value. It's inflationary right now. And Bitcoin is not a utility. It is a store of value. So the two do not compete, right? So I think that's number one. You have to realize that the two does not compete. But you know what? they have their own use cases and they kind of move separately at times, and maybe one will move faster than another. So what's helping Ethereum? Well, this one is talking about Ethereum hitting a fresh high, eyeing the 3,000 barrier. Obviously, we just broke through that, but why? Asia, according to this article, Asia loves it. Here's another one. Bitcoin loses grip. This talks about how Ethereum dominance is going up, Bitcoin dominance is going down, right? So this is pointing to the fact that Bitcoin is just losing grip. There's just more buyers for Ethereum at this point. So it could be a little bit of that. Here's an article. I mean, there's a lot of articles about Ethereum right now. If you bought $10 worth of Ethereum 5 years ago, how much would you have made today? Well, if you bought $10 worth, it would be worth $3,020 today. So roughly 300x. Not too shabby. That was 5 years ago. Okay. But despite all these articles, causing FOMO, they're just basically getting people, more interested in Ethereum. I think it's more institutional side, right? Obviously, we had 3 Ethereum ETFs gain approval in Canada recently. And you know that this is going to spread. Right now, we're trying to get a Bitcoin ETF in the United States, but their Ethereum ETF will come. So obviously, this is a big thing. Here's one of them, Purpose Investment, their Ethereum ETF. They have about 71 million, not the highest, but it's climbing. It's only been like a few weeks, and this is only just one of 3. And of course, you still have Grayscale Ethereum Trust that is going off the charts right now. Over 8.7 billion under management right now versus 36 billion for Bitcoin Trust. But Bitcoin Trust, honestly, seems like it's kind of stalling because Bitcoin's price has not moved. But Ethereum, not only is it going up, they're adding more, but the price is also going up. So this is getting much higher too. So institutional buying, retail buying, definitely helping Ethereum. But let's go back a little bit. Let's go back. Maybe this is temporary, right? Maybe this is just now. Maybe it's just last week. Maybe it's last month, right? What about if you go back further? Has Ethereum really decoupled from Bitcoin? Has it really gone up faster than Bitcoin, right? So obviously, if Ethereum is going to 10,000, that's more than 3x. If Bitcoin goes to 100,000, that's less than 2x. So do we really think that Ethereum could go up 3x in the same amount of time? It's going to take Bitcoin to go up roughly 2x, but actually a little bit less. Well, let's look at Coin Codex. So I love this site because you could break things down by time frame. Really easy. So if you go back and let's just look at the top 2. Bitcoin, Ethereum, let's just start from very top. Let's do 24 hours. 24 hours, Ethereum is roughly 2.7% versus 1.1% for Bitcoin, right? So that's more than 2x. Pretty good. What about if you go back 7 days or a full week? Bitcoin is up 15%. Ethereum is up 25%. Okay, not double, but still 10%, over 10% more. What if you go back a little bit further? What about 1 month? Well, this is where you see a huge difference because honestly, Bitcoin has not moved for last month. So Bitcoin is actually down 1.5% compared to a month ago, while Ethereum is up a staggering 56%. This is a big, big difference right there, right? A big difference. Well, let's go back even further. Is it possible that Ethereum has outperformed Bitcoin even going further back, like 3 months? Well, yeah, 3 months, Bitcoin is up 72%. Ethereum is up 125%. That's a big difference. Well, what if you keep going? Is it realistic? I mean, is it real that Ethereum has outperformed Bitcoin this well? Well, if you go back 6 months, yeah, you go back 6 months, Bitcoin is up a staggering 321%. You can't deny those kind of gains. But Ethereum is up 679%. That's almost double. That's almost double. I just want to make a quick note. Look at BNB at 2,100 and look at Doge at 15,000. So those definitely done better. But for today's argument, just Bitcoin and Ethereum. All right, let's go back even further. Let's go back 1 full year. 1 full year. So we're talking about when Bitcoin fell down to 3,800, came back up to about 5,000, 6,000. And ETH at that time, I don't know if you guys remember, fell down to as low as $81. and it came up to like 100, 150, and it stood there for a long time. How many of us wish we could buy ETH at $100 right now, right? Let's go back 1 year. That tells you something. Bitcoin is up almost 600%, but Ethereum is up a staggering 1,300%. So even going back 1 year, Ethereum has been outperforming Bitcoin. That is mind-blowing. I would not have guessed that Ethereum has done this well against Bitcoin going back a year. I would say a month, 3 months maybe, but 6 months, a year, that's pretty telling, right? That's pretty telling. You could see like Doge stopped at 15,000. It didn't go up anymore because 1 year ago it still didn't move anymore. And Binance is up 3,500%. But if you look at that 1,300% versus some of these other ones like Polkadot, Uniswap, and some of these others, it has done very well, right? So it has moved more than double, almost 2.5 times if you go back 1 year. So what does this mean? Can Ethereum go up 3x versus Bitcoin's 1.75x? Let's just round up 2x. Can it happen later this year? Not only, I'm not even talking about end of the year. Can it happen, let's say, in 3 months' time? Before the Vegas party I plan on having? Can it be possible that both of these will be at these levels by August or September? Yes. But in my honest opinion, can Ethereum hit 10,000 before Bitcoin hits 100,000? This is the $1 million question and answer. Looking at Ethereum's past performance, I'm going to say yes. I'm going to say yes. I actually think that because of institutional adoption right now, because there's a flood of money coming in, despite the fact Ethereum does have scaling issues, does have a ton of competition, I think at this point it really doesn't matter. I think the institutions already declared that they're going to put money into Ethereum. And as the market continues to go up, there's going to be more traction, more retail FOMO. There's a big support base for Ethereum. And plus, maybe they figure it out. Maybe they figure it out with optimism or something like that, right? So in my opinion, I think ETH will hit 10,000 before Bitcoin hits 100,000. I could be 100% wrong on that. Well, there's only one way to be wrong, right? Either you're right or wrong. But seeing how Ethereum does have this long effect of decoupling from Bitcoin, has this network effect, I think it's very possible. All right, so with that out of the way, with that answer, does that mean you should just like sell off all your Bitcoin and go all in on Ethereum? No, it does not. Because despite the fact that even though that happens, things could flip around very quickly. That was the point of this morning's video and several videos beforehand and some of the interviews I've done about Bitcoin dominance. How Bitcoin dominance can fall really, really quick, but then it could turn around and go up really, really quick either. You never know. And for people that think that maybe there's a big drop coming, a big correction coming, which coin do you want to hold if there's a big correction besides stable coins? You want to hold Bitcoin, right? It still provides that stability. So this does not mean that you just sell everything and go on Ethereum. No, it's not mean that, right? I still stress to have a diversified portfolio, but this does mean that I do think Ethereum is definitely a good hold in your big cap portfolio, and it wouldn't be a bad idea to stock up a little more because I do think that it will continue to go up and go up quite well later this year. All right, that's it. That's pretty much it. Before I get Q&A, really the only thing I want to talk about is this, because I find it funny that a lot of you guys that watch me do not follow me on Twitter. And the funny thing is, a lot of people on Twitter do not watch my videos. So I don't even know why they follow me if they don't watch my videos. But here's the thing. I've been talking about the Vegas party, right? October 16th at the Mirage. I'm still planning out details, but it's pretty much set. I'm actually going to visit Vegas in the near future to kind of look at the place, to plan for things, lighting, stage, all that stuff. Start talking to sponsors too. But people have asked me, hey, if you're in Vegas, why not set up a poker party, right? So poker party. That's just silly. Poker tournament. So I put this poll out there. If I did have a poker tournament, the buying being 0.1 BTC, which today would be $5,800. But in October, it could be 10,000, it could be 15,000, it could be 20,000 buy-in. But if you have the 0.1 BTC now, right, it doesn't matter. It's still 0.1 BTC. So I just want to throw that out there to gauge interest, because if you guys really do want to participate, I could try to set something up. Maybe day 2 of that conference/party, maybe we could do something like that. Or I will just reserve it for just Patreon members, because a lot of people in Patreon also want to participate. So just throwing that out there, right? Just think about it. And when I get more details, I'll definitely let you guys know. I'll have a webpage that has everything, all the details and stuff like that. It's going to be a fantastic time, guys. I'm really looking forward to this party. I think we're all going to have a really good time. And by October, COVID fears and stuff hopefully is over. People have gotten their shots. Quarantine and stuff should have been lifted. We'll see. But right now, things are on their way, being planned as I speak. All right, guys, that's it. Let me turn to you guys for some Q&A. Tonight's just a White Claw day, just so you guys know. Not a Blue Label day. I've been having a little bit too much of that. Is it possible for you to view full send crypto.net or full send on CoinGecko? Just 2 minutes. I have no idea what this does. Kim. I know you're the founder of this project, but I would suggest you make it clear what that project does. Binance after Cake, Bake, Venus, Bunny, Burger next. Burger has been doing very well too, although they never had the traction like the other guys, because they aren't the leader of any category. So I would be careful about that. I think people are FOMOing into Burger right now, but they don't have the leadership in any of those categories. Cake does, Bake does, Venus does, even Bunny does, but I don't know about Burger. See, Matthew, and someone else said it. It's actually, I hate to break it to you, it was not worth a few minutes. On 60 Minutes last night, Australia BTC segment, NFTs, positive attitude towards it, even mentioned Flow. I mean, people should mention Flow. Flow is very nice. Very nice. There's a lot, I find a lot of Australians to be in crypto. Vast majority of my audience is from crypto. Not crypto, Australia. Cardano dots Solana BNB will survive the bear market, true or false? Of course. They survived before. Why wouldn't they survive now? Yeah, it also depends on your definition of surviving. Can they go down 80%? 70%? Sure. But will they come out stronger? Yes. So yes, they will survive. Socrates, yes. Thank you. George, I know Polkadot is a very low cap coin. Have you thought about it? Yeah, I have thought about it. I thought about basically avoiding it. I mean, it's just another DEX. There's nothing really that interesting about it. I know KuCoin listed it, and I kind of peeked at it. Right now, if you guys, I don't know if you guys have been paying attention. None of these dApps on Polkadot are pumping. So I know there's a lot of enthusiasm. I think people equate like, oh, look at Binance stuff is pumping. So, Polkadot stuff must be bumping. It's not. None of those are pumping. So you got to realize that. So all these new projects, not to say they will never pump, but like these new DEXs and new DeFi projects and new this and that, you got to be careful. Don't expect it to pump just because it's new and it's built on Polkadot or built on Substrate. You got to realize that the ones that have been pumping on Binance Smart Chain are the leaders. There's a reason for it. They have a ton of TVL or a ton of transactions. These other ones, they're not proven yet. So be careful. Civic. Yeah, Civic is like an ID play. They've been around for a while. They've never really gotten any traction. Can you do a mini review on Phantom? I'm new. Just think of it as a layer 2 solution. It's a layer 2 solution. Helps dApps move on to it so they can scale easier, faster, less expensive. That's what they're all about. Bunny, if you're staking on it, you know more about it than me. They're just a liquidity provider for PancakeSwap. What's going on? NewCypher was doing so well in February. It's been slowing down. You know, quite honestly, a lot of things were doing very good in February. The ones that kind of stopped, you know, in March and April, you could tell that they were kind of just pumped up, you know, somewhat in February because everything was pumping up. NewCypher is just a, you know, project that adds in privacy to a your dApps, right? And I'm not a big fan of that. I mean, I see there is definitely use, but in terms of, you know, projects that are in that privacy play, you know, privacy space, I'm not a fan. Apollo. No one's asking about Apollo anymore. Maps.me. They're in the Solana ecosystem about mapping out, creating decentralized Google Maps, kind of. But it goes beyond that. You could do smart contracts with it too, do location-based smart contracts. So they look pretty interesting. Someone asked about, you know, Chili's. I like Chili's a lot. I like their premise. I don't like how the CEO, you know, kind of like ignore my request for an interview, but I do still like their premise, you know, working with soccer clubs and other clubs to come out their own tokens. So I think it's good. Sparta, unfortunately, someone asked, you know, had a $30 million hack. That's unfortunate. So hopefully they can recover it or get through it. Thoughts on Mana? Has the ship sailed? I don't know what you mean by that. I mean, it's 2.2 billion. Are you saying that it topped out? I don't think so. Can KCS do a BNB? Quite possibly. Maybe not to the same extent, but it could definitely go up a lot more. It could definitely gain a lot more market share from the other exchanges because, you know, in terms of U.S. residents, there's not that many exchanges you could choose from. CRO, I think they're right where they should be. I mean, they're already $5 to $6 billion. They don't really have that much trading volume. The only thing, you know, they have that others don't is like their prepaid card and their Visa partnership. So, but I think they're about where they should be. Origin Trail, that's like a supply chain. Well, old supply chain. I don't know. Supply chain space. I still think VeChain and even Morpheus Labs is pretty good. Is there a BTC CME gap? I don't know. I don't think it really matters. Hathor. That's for creation of tokens. You know, I've seen it before. I finally remember what it was. I've looked at it a dozen times. Yeah, it's about token creation. And they say you could create a token in little as like 5 minutes or something. It could be good. Student Coin. A lot of people used to ask about Student Coin's ICO. They're in the same space. Super asks, what is your feeling on this month? That things will fly to the moon. I don't know. I think this month could be fantastic, starting from tomorrow. You know, if the broader market does well, because now people are realizing, well, COVID is falling and the economy's going to open up, you know, I think that's going to be a big boost to the broader market. And if there's a big boost to the broader market, it's going to definitely help crypto. And plus, Bitcoin has been really stagnant for a long time. You know, it's ready to break out. The indicators show it's ready to break out too. So I think there's a lot going for this month. I think May I think a lot of us expected more from April, but it could be coming in May. Which first? Doge yeah, of course Doge to a I think Doge to $1 is definitely gonna come. Is it gonna be faster than ETH hitting 10K or BTC to 100K? I think Dogecoin will probably be faster than $1 because they already were at 40 cents already. So I actually think that's probably going to be faster. I bought a bunch on a tip. That's not a good reason to buy. Just because someone's like, hey, go buy some AMP. Not a good reason. Although I do like AMP. I do like AMP, but I don't think that was a good reason for you to get in. Your top 3 coins for this month. I mean, if you've been paying attention to my other videos about coins I FOMO into, coins I put a lot of money in, coins I consistently talk about, I think you could guess which ones that are my top 3. Not even for this month, but just overall. OCE. What is Ocean Token? I don't know too much about Ocean Token. Ocean X. Are they some kind of exchange? Yeah, they are exchange. And I've never used them before, so can't really talk about them. They're really, really small. Really small. So I would be careful. Harmony. I still love Harmony. Waiting for them to come back. People ask me, why is BDT not moving? It's because it's part of the Tron ecosystem. You can't trust anything from the Tron ecosystem. None of them have moved. You don't know what's correct. You know, Justin the type of person that really can skew things or skew the truth. So I stay away from any Tron related products. You trust, I just don't see it makes sense in the decentralized world where you have a third party mediator. It just doesn't seem like it makes any sense. Are there any strong vet competitors in the supply chain space? I mean, some people like T-Foods, but they're still relatively small. Morpheus Network is in that space, although they're a little bit different because of their SaaS platform. Honestly, VeChain is kind of in a league of their own. BCH is 6,000. Nah, that's not gonna happen. BCH is garbage. What do you think about Bill? Yeah, I saw that thing. I don't even want to address it. It's just someone that really wants to spread FUD, doesn't really understand. He thinks he's smarter than everyone, so there's just no point in talking about it. Why no one talk about Tezos? That's a good idea because no one knows what's going on with Tezos. There's like no press about it, no marketing whatsoever. They really need to do some marketing. I know they're getting involved with NFTs and DeFi. I saw it, but they really don't. They don't have anything really published. Yeah. So reserve rights in May. I've never been a big fan of them. I think they're just okay, so I can't tell you how they're going to do it in May. Cell frame, still not looked at it yet. iPool, it's owned, and I'm sad. I don't know what that means. Proppy, I think that's the real estate play. I'm pretty sure this is the tokenized real estate. No, this is multiple offers. Solves your multiple offer and real estate transaction processing. Okay, wow. I've never heard anyone from Coldwell Bank or Century 21 use Proppy. I don't know where they're getting that from. Streamlines and simplifies entire transaction process, more closings. So it's just like submitting an offer, basically. Submitting an offer, doing contracts, possibly. Okay. I mean, maybe. Transaction management, offer management. Yeah, so it's just like you make offers and you can track the transactions. I don't know. That doesn't sound like it's that necessary in the space. I could be wrong. If you're a realtor, you could chime in on that. It doesn't seem like that's very revolutionary. Terry asks, I'm in the UK. How do I get a ticket? You gotta wait. Once I get a website and I still gotta get the ticketing working, I'll have all that, right? I don't even know the pricing yet. I have a good idea, but I know you guys overseas, you have to pay more expensive flight, but it'll definitely be worth it. It'll definitely be worth it. And you get some discounts if you go on Patreon. If you join Patreon, you'll get discount on tickets. Just FYI. What are your thoughts about Tron paying celebrities? Yeah, that's how they kind of blew up themselves a little bit, because they got like, you know, who's that? Paris Hilton to do NFT and others. I mean, but it was short-lived. It was short-lived, that's for sure. Orchid is a decentralized VPN. I think they're okay. I actually know the founders. I haven't talked to them in like 20 years, but I know two of the founders. They went to my high school. So, and one of them is really smart. And he's a CTO. Is HBAR still being slept on? I don't know. I don't know if it's being slept on. I mean, it's doing well. It's just a little bit, you know, a little bit too corporate, a little bit too closed system for some. But they have some interesting things. So, thoughts on holding VThor and swapping more? I think for me, I would hold VET a lot more than VThor at this point. If you had 10K to spend, if you pick ADA or VET or others, between the two, I pick VeChain. So that's just me. Oscar sends me a big super sticker. Appreciate it. All right. Anything else? Last call. Panther swap. I know it's hot right now, but you know what? Pancake swap is hot because it's the biggest AMM, right? Can Panther swap be like that? I don't know. You know, these ones that continue to blow up, it's because they have something unique. So you got to keep that in mind. If they don't, they could fall down really fast. I think Sushi Swap is dead. You know, it's Uniswap or Pancake Swap at this point. So I'm not a fan of Sushi Swap anymore. What about Tron's low transaction fee with USDT? That's the only use case. The only thing I hear people talk about with Tron is to send TRC20 USDT. That's it. Projects, you know, tell me that too. It's like, I don't know anyone that uses like Wink, Oracle, or Just for their lending, or BTT for storage. I don't hear anyone talk about any of that. I actually don't know who is using Tron stuff these days. All right, guys, that is it. So hopefully things are feeling pretty good. I know you guys are. Bitcoin's right back up to around 58,000. So that's pretty good. Ethereum is above 3,000, 3,014. Hasn't really pumped up more than that. But tomorrow's looking pretty good. Broader markets is looking good. So I have a feeling tomorrow crypto and this week could be absolutely fantastic. So I'm looking forward to that. But to answer the question, which first, Ethereum to 10,000 or Bitcoin to 100,000? Looking at Ethereum's track record, going back to a year, and looking at all this new institutional adoption and retail adoption, and quite simply because it's cheaper also, at least according to retail investors, I think Ethereum's going to hit 10,000 first. But I guess we'll see. We'll see later on this year. Maybe in 2 months, maybe 3 months, we'll see that happen. All right, guys, that is it. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks. I guess smash the like, subscribe to the channel, and tune in tomorrow, 11:30 a.m. Central Standard Time. All right, have a good one, guys.